Shabbat Shalom, WJC family. It's time for our weekly Torah Talk. This week, the Torah portion is Bemidbar, beginning of a whole new book of the Torah. And it's also, this week, we celebrated through the Jewish Theological Seminary the ordination of 9 new conservative rabbis, 2 of whom we are very intimately connected with. One is Rabbi Cornelia Dalton, who will be rabbi here at WJC starting in just a couple of months, and also Rabbi Chazan Shoshi Levin Goldberg, of course, has been both employed by our synagogue and is a member of our synagogue, Cantor Ethan Goldberg's wife, and a great member of the clergy in her own right at Temple Israel Center. And so there's a connection between the Torah portion and the minting of new rabbis. I want to explore that a little in honor of the new rabbis who are part of our community. The Parsha of Bemidbar starts out with a census being taken. The rolls of all of the tribes of Israel are called. Remember, 12 tribes. That does not include the tribe of Levi, minus Levi from Jacob's 12 sons, plus Joseph gets double. Ephraim and Manasseh, his grandsons, are tribes. So we learn the accounting, the numbers of all of those tribes, and then it turns to the tribe of Levi. And we read in the beginning of chapter 3, this is the line of Aaron and Moses at the time that the Lord spoke with Moses on Mount Sinai. It then continues, it goes on to only speak about Aaron's children, Aaron's sons. And Rashi has a very famous comment on this, the medieval commentator. He says, it lists only the sons of Aaron, but calls them the line of Moses, because he taught them Torah, says Rashi. This teaches that the text considers teaching your friend's son Torah to be equivalent to being their father or mother, their parent. So in Rashi's time, I think he was thinking father, but for us, it's parent. And this is a very, very powerful idea, right? One who teaches you Torah, they are like your parent. They have raised you up and guided you towards the light. And this is a very an idea that we all know very well. We have a term in contemporary life, biological parent, and then other kinds of parents. And that is because we know that someone can become another person's parent, their coach, their teacher, their adoptive parent, so many ways other than biology. But Rashi knew that also, and he said the key to doing that was by teaching them, by raising them up. If someone teaches you Torah, it is like they are your parent. And our new rabbis, Rabbi Dalton, Rabbi Levin Goldberg, they have dedicated themselves to being that kind of parent, not just for one friend's child, but for the entire Jewish people. And what an exciting and beautiful thing to dedicate your life to that kind of guidance, to that kind of leadership. So that's a very famous take on these psukim, on this part of the Torah. But there's some that I want to mention that are a little less obvious, but no less important. And the next one is the comment of the Ramban, Nachmanides, a Spanish commentator a little later than Rashi, and he says it differently. He says, okay, Rashi's comment is very nice, and he agrees with it, but I also want to add, says the Ramban, that it lists Moses and Aaron because they are together the leaders of the tribe of Levi. That in the previous chapter, as it listed each of the other tribes and their numbers, it told who their chief was. For example, the chieftain of the Benjaminites is Avidan, son of Gidoni, and there were 35,400 Benjaminites. So it says now, we've done the 12 tribes. It wants to take the census of the Levites. It wants to give an accounting for the Levites. It also lists their chief, or in this case, chiefs, that Moses and Aaron are both leaders among Levi. Which you say, fine, but it's actually a very beautiful and deep idea. The idea that leadership not only can be shared, but remember, Levi is the sacred tribe, that when it comes to sacred leadership, it should be shared. I think that's a beautiful lesson, again, for our rabbis of today and for me as well. We're so looking forward to Rabbi Dalton bringing her Torah, bringing her presence to our WJC community. for her to be part of our WJC family, and I am looking forward to sharing the leadership as Aaron and Moses each brought a different aspect of themselves to the leadership of the people, and both were essential in taking care of the spiritual life of the people. So too, we are so excited to have Rabbi Dalton join our clergy team to bring her own special and unique Torah and person to our community. And I am so excited to share the leadership with her, for us each to bring and hopefully complement each other the way that I've so enjoyed working with Cantor Ethan and the way that we complement each other. This idea of shared leadership, of appreciating the different Torah, the different learnings, the different priorities, the different personalities of the different leaders of the Jewish people, and elevating them all, and understanding that each plays an important part that's very much built into the fabric of the rabbinate, of the leadership of our people. And we're so looking forward to welcoming Rabbi Dalton. The last aspect of this that I wanted to share actually doesn't come necessarily from the Parsha, although when the Israelites were going to march out, after we take all this accounting, eventually we are going to move. And when the camp of the Israelite moves, their marching is blasted out by trumpets. And so too on Sinai, as the teaching of God came to the people, we heard the sound of the shofar blaring out. And yesterday at the ordination, it concluded with Rabbi Dalton blowing a tekiah from a gigantic shofar and blowing it loud and beautifully. And it was such a great symbol, again, of that piercing Torah going out from Sinai, of the people moving forward by the blare of the trumpets. And again, that idea that Torah comes, why with a shofar? Because the shofar, the blast of the shofar is piercing. And these new rabbinic voices that have joined the rabbinate and come to lead our people. Remember, Rabbi means Rosh B'nai Yisrael, these heads of the people Israel that are joining. Their voice will go piercingly into the midst of the people. You know what? I could say something 100 times and it might never penetrate, because I just might not be the right person to teach you that Torah. We need varied voices from different perspectives teaching Torah, and we appreciate that. And we're looking forward to Rabbi Dalton's voice to be a new voice, that hopefully her Torah can penetrate where my Torah cannot, as we raise up so many voices and try and learn from everyone. That blast of the shofar that Cornelia, that Rabbi Dalton blew so beautifully is symbolic of that Torah that is now going out amid the Jewish people to pierce all of our souls, to raise us up, to help us learn. I am so excited for B'nai Yisrael, that we have all these new Rishei B'nai Yisrael, these new heads of the people Israel, these new teachers, these sharers of Torah. With their guidance, I look forward, metaphorically, to hearing that trumpet blast, to see how they help us move forward into the future. I wish a mazel tov to Rabbi Dalton, to Rabbi Living Goldberg, and cannot wait to share your Torah, to be lifted up by your voices, and wish a mazel tov to you, as well as to the entire people Israel, and certainly to our WJC family, who gets to enjoy, to learn, to bask in the Torah of these two great teachers. We look forward to that in the future. Wish you all a Shabbat Shalom. I hope it's enjoyable and meaningful, and we'll see you soon.